Get her going.
Uh-uh.
Alrighty, summer edition. Robert Gordon, former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, and that's how he's known in most parts around Manitoba, but a CFL journeyman. But a lot of years have passed, and we were just chatting before we went on the air about some things that had happened, and wow, that's it's a long time ago, but sometimes
Yeah,
it feels like yesterday.
yeah, yeah. Except for my gray. Yeah, it's showing.
Yeah, you
Okay.
didn't have that in
Yeah,
2003,
yeah.
2004 and that sort of thing. But you know, that's how it goes. And you're doing this on on the Eastern time zone.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
usually do shows with at 10:30 with a guy in BC, and by the time the show's done, he goes, Steve, I gotta go to bed. It's past my bedtime.
right. Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm 57 now, so it's past my bedtime, bro. But
Yeah,
all good.
it
I'm up for you, man.
right.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, just kind of maybe take us back to how you were kind of introduced to the CFL and just how you made your way up to Canada. I mean, we're only born in Detroit. I mean, Windsor was close by, but just kind of tell us about that journey and how it came to be, and then we'll focus in on the Blue Bomber era and
Okay.
go from there.
Um, Let me see if I can remember that far back. I was back in, I grew up in Nebraska. Born in Detroit, grew up in Nebraska, Omaha. Went to a Division II school there called University of Nebraska at Omaha. I was a running back, DB in high school, and when I went to, I got a scholarship to UNO, which is a local college there.
Hmm.
I saw these guys with mustaches and like older guys, right, in college. I'm like, so the number one receiver, he was hurt or ineligible or something. He was, and they needed a guy. So I'm like, I'll try it. So that was my first time playing receiver. Like I didn't want to get hit by all these guys. It looked like grown men to me coming out of high school. So I actually played receiver my first time as a freshman and played 4 years at University of Nebraska Omaha. And that's where I got started with a receiver, just learning my way through, Division II ball
Hmm.
we don't get pressed and don't get this and that. And then here I go as a free agent to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm in camp line up against Rod Woodson, and I get him on a couple, and then got another one, and then at the line, and then he jams the hell out of me, and he's like, "Hey, Rook, don't do that same move." So it's like, okay, welcome to the NFL, yeah. So that's how I got out of there as a free agent, and then I came up to Ottawa. And played a little bit, and then scored my first catch from Damon Allen. That was crazy. Told him in the huddle, I'm open backside. They didn't know me. I'm like, they're not covering me. So I scored there, and then I went down to Buffalo Bills, and then they offer practice roster and those two teams, NFL, and back then practice roster was probably it's a lot of money. It's 1,800 maybe at that time, but now I think it's like 12 grand a week. So it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm a competitor, so I was like, you know what, I want to play. So I came on up to Canada and just started my career. And I never looked back, man. I love my decision and it just had a lot of fun and got a Canadian wife out of the deal and uh, just had fun up there, man. People are awesome.
Yeah, so that what were kind of your first impressions of the CFL and just the CFL game as compared to the
Yeah.
American game? I know that's a typical question, but
Um,
just kind of what were your,
you
the
know, I
20-yard end zones, et cetera,
yeah,
just the culture, et cetera, and
it
all
was it was it, it wasn't so much that time. I think when I went to arena and played on a 50-yard field and then I came back, I was
that.
like,
Hmm.
whoa, I got to run. It's like playing in my living room, and then I was out on the big field. But when I first came up there, I'd never seen the game in Omaha. I'd never seen it on TV or anything back then, back in the 90s. And I liked it because, I was a returner. So I go, they give you 5 yards. What? So it was good to return the ball and have fun on that big field. And I was fast and scared. So maybe more scared, maybe more faster. And
Hmm.
yeah, I made some plays, and it was fun to be up there and adapt to I love the running. And as a receiver, you don't love the CFL because that's what we do is throw the ball. So I loved it, man. And I never looked back. And I still uh I still think of those days. I was just looking at my scrapbook my wife made me and just looking at all the plays and all the things we did back there in Winnipeg and the Canada, and it was just good to see. And I appreciate you for contacting me because I haven't looked at that book in years. So I was like,
Nice.
man, might have been all right. It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. So yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Well, I mean, I reckon back to the 2000, 2001 year, especially 2001. You had Arlen Bruce, and then there
Mm,
was, Milt, there was
mm.
yourself. Roy Simon was the year
Yeah,
before. I
Yeah.
can't forget about Jamie Stoddard, you know.
Jamie, no
Yeah,
gloves in the
yeah,
cold. Jamie,
yeah.
clutch.
Right. It's
We had
just,
Marcus Howell. We had a bunch of
yeah,
guys,
you had
man. That
Marcus Howell. Yeah.
we had a bunch of guys, and Albert Johnson,
Hmm.
and Milt and I were the older guys. They those guys still call me Unc to this day. So I'm Unc. To those guys. I was so old at the time, and Milt and I were the veterans. So, but we didn't know that we knew when we saw these guys in practice that these guys got some talent. They just didn't know the game.
Yeah.
And as soon as they figured it out, you see what they did, and that was cool to have around us. It was cool to keep the team going as
Hmm.
far as our receiver room and quarterback room with those guys and to just show them the way. You can watch film and talk about all you want, but you know what? I think Milton and I showed them on the field. And that's what I liked how Milton and I did each other, 1-2 punch kind of. And then we had sprinkled those guys in, and then they made big plays. So it was kind
Right.
of cool.
And there's a particular play that stands out for me with Arlen Bruce. It was the game after 9/11.
Hmm.
And then Arlen scores that touchdown, and my buddy goes, and Leighton, you'll be watching this. He carried him for 20 yards. Like it was crazy
Oh
on one
yeah,
side, and it was by the Bombers
yeah,
restaurant. Like it's very vivid to me.
yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, and again, guys go to the NFL because of this, and
Mhm.
you can't keep everybody, but
Right.
I believe you guys were very pivotal in creating the Bomber ascent
Hmm.
out of the ashes.
Right. Well, we started the dancing. Don't forget that, man.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they thought it was choreographed, but I mean, Milt, we'd be in meetings, day of the game, and they'd be like, "What you got?" And Milt had a few, and he ran out. And I come into them, they were like, "Who got something?" And they were like, "This is Marcus deals." We're like, "Nah, nah, we're not gonna do that." But we did it as a team, and you know what? You want to score, we're entertainment, and we have fun with it. And I think we were the first ones to really do that as a group. I think
Mhm.
up in the CFL, and then people followed us.
Right.
So we started the dancing and having fun. But you know what? It's fun because we were winning,
Yeah.
and when you're winning, you can do whatever, man, and have fun, and it really brings you together. So those were some good times, man.
Yeah, I mean those were kind of pivotal in my years as becoming a fan of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and then your coach there in Dave Ritchie. Memories of Dave Ritchie, things that
Yes,
he did. I mean, I wouldn't
yes.
expect you to tell me everything, but I got to talk to him on some occasions, and he seemed
Did
like a
you?
real character. God rest his
Awesome guy. Awesome guy. A dad. My second dad, man.
soul. Mhm.
And to a lot of us, you know. And as to a lot of guys that come up there don't have dads. And that guy was just, we have Christmas at the house, we have Thanksgiving dinner. We had Wade Miller playing Santa. I said, you got the build, Wade, but you're a little short, but we're all sitting on his knee and we're doing stuff like that. Big tough guys, and here we are sitting on Wade's knee at his house. Telling what we want for Christmas. Like,
Yeah.
that's tight. That's a tight knit group where you got some tough guys that can come down there and do that, and then go out there when the lights turn on and play ball. So
Mhm.
I love the culture that Coach Ritchie, rest in peace, Coach, that he created. I have to thank him for my career. I started out in Ottawa with him when I came from the Steelers. He got me there. He got me in BC. I think Ken Austin, remember that guy? Think
Mhm.
he was making like 500,000 or whatever, and they traded for me, and I think Eddie Thomas. I'm like, am I getting a raise? It's not a fair trade because I'm
Yeah.
not making close to that. But and Bob Billups was like, why are you trading me? I just had 1,000 yards in Toronto. He's like, well, you should be glad somebody wants you. I'm like, all right. So Coach Ritchie took me there, and then we ended up over and out, up in Winnipeg, and what a great guy, what a great man, and I really loved playing for him. He helped
Mhm.
my career a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, most
Mhm.
definitely those sentiments are echoed by other players that I've had on
Yeah, yeah.
as well. Are there
Mm.
particular games that kind of stood out to you in your Winnipeg career? I know again that's going a way back, but there's a particular game in
Mm.
the fall of 1999, and I know it as the Nigel Williams catch off the defensive back. But
Yes.
prior to that, a special moment.
Hmm. Let me put my glasses on. Yeah. These are my readers.
Yeah.
I have to be serious. This is when I proposed to my wife. I have to thank Brenda Barnes for that. We talked about it before, and my wife's Canadian, Lynn, and love her so much. And they gave me the mic. I said in the second quarter, we put it there. When the second quarter we're gonna do it, I'm like, I hope we're winning. I hope I'm doing good. I don't think I was. And they gave me the mic, and I asked her to marry me in front of everybody on the jumbotron. And I don't even think she heard what I said the first time. She's like, "What did he say?" And then she said yes. I'm like, yeah. And then that was it. And then we're going back on the field and back to business.
Yeah,
So, like you said, I think you said we won that game.
you did, and yeah, the first down markers landed up being in Oakbank, Manitoba that night. It was a crazy night. Um, One of the most memorable games I've
Yeah.
ever been a part of.
Well, no, sir. I can't
But
even
yeah,
remember. That's bad, man. That's those Rydell helmets we had, man. I told my son, if I ever forget something, it's because of the helmets we used to have,
yeah, you were inboxing when we were inboxing prior to coming on here tonight. You were saying that the helmets were terrible.
Well, I don't know if it's because it was the turf, because we didn't have the rubber turf, the soft turf that you have now. And
Hmm.
we're hitting that and just bing, like I'd be in the auto, and they didn't have the concussion. The only thing they told me one game, I think it said, count from 100 by threes. I was like, 97? And they hit my helmet. I'm like, okay. And then I went in the game. Actually, I found my helmet, ran in. I caught a long pass from Kahari, and we kicked a field goal. I was like, see. So I was like, we used to handle concussions, and like I'd be in the huddle. I'm like, don't throw it to me on this one. Like my bell was wrong, yeah, and that's how we did it back in the day. So I'm like, man,
Hmm.
hey, I'm kind of messed up on this one. I go line up, then I get my bearings when I line up, and then we go play. I think I look at that now, like that probably wasn't the safest thing to do, but
Right.
no one said anything, right? No one knew. So.
Yeah.
Now I see them get on hit on TV and they go right out. So with
Yeah.
better,
Yes.
they're not as tough as we were, man. No, just kidding,
Well,
just
I
kidding.
mean, yeah, we saw that this last week with Zach. Well, he's not returning for the second half, and
Uh-huh.
uh,
Yeah, it's precaution. And, later on, like I mentioned, I said, man, I may have dementia later. I might have that. I don't know. But all I know is I had a good time. I had
mhm.
fun. I love the fans. And, it was all worth it. If I don't know who my wife is after in a few years, that's okay. I've been with her 25 so far. So I can't believe she's gonna see this. But anyways, it's all good. It was worth it, honey, because I love the fans and just love Winnipeg, man. And I love the CFL. Just the
Mm,
fans and the people that are really into it. It's just so awesome to just when you leave a game and they're out there for autographs or when you see them on the street or where like I had a car deal, I had this and that. It was just awesome. I stayed there in the off season. My kid went to school there, so I stayed in Winnipeg. Yeah, I stayed
nice.
up there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we know a bit of that now with the Willie Jeffersons and that sort of thing. And I know there was a few of you guys, and I think Albert Johnson tried it for a bit, and then one time it was too cold, he went
It's
back.
cold, man. I grew up in Nebraska, man. That's nothing, but it is Winterpeg for real. Yeah,
Yes, it
yeah.
totally is. Some of the coldest games probably playing in your career would have been the
Oh,
West Final in 2002. I
wow.
mean, uh,
Yeah,
some of
you
those
remember?
games, right?
Yeah. And I used to have guys that come, they'll come from Florida and come. I'm like, hey, man, you got to block that out, man.
Yeah.
First of all, stay away from the heater. Run around on the sideline, because when you buy the heater and you go out there, you're cold. You're cold. And you don't want to play. You don't want to hit. You don't want to do things. So I was trying
Mhm.
to teach the guys that, man, and we practice. So I would do it in practice too. No one get warm. Wear short sleeves. All the Canadian linemen did it. They put Vaseline on their arms to be tough, and the guys were like, "What are you doing?" And you have guys come out there like this. They have 4 layers of clothing on underneath their pads and can't move. It's like, man, you can't play that way. So it was an eye opener to see the cold. It was so cold, but once you get going, once you're winning, everything it warms up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most
Mhm.
definitely. Who are some of your mentors and role models that have helped you just with football and in your life in general?
Go back to Coach Ritchie. In football, coming from a high school to D2 school to coming up there and not knowing anything, and I think he was a D coordinator at the time, and we hit it off right away when we were in Ottawa. And he called me Bobby Gorgeous. I think I had hair then. Some lineman called me that one time. Gorgeous, look at this hair, it's gorgeous. I'm like, don't say that, man. That's not man. Like, what? So he called me that ever since. Gorgeous, come here, right? And, just listening to him, I think, and being with him on 3 different teams.
Hmm.
Has been my biggest mentor and man that has helped me in my life outside of football. I mean, he's been down here to Florida. It was eye opener when I went to get him, and he came to my kid's baseball game, and I had to pick him up in a wheelchair. Yeah, I mean, he
Mhm.
came, he drove up there, and I picked him up in a wheelchair and took him to my son. I was like, man, it's not the same big old Coach Richie, but he was there, still the talk, still the mouth, and still him, you know. So it was cool to see him down here in Florida and the support. So, like I said, he was like a second dad to me, and I used to tell my dad that too. He's like, hey, my dad liked him too. He's like, yeah, yeah, take care of you while you're up there, you know. So, actually, my dad came to the game in 9/11. He's in the paper. He's going like this, like what? Because they postponed the game, I think the next day or something, and
To
my
the
dad
Monday
came
to
up.
the Monday night. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I think he'd be my biggest one.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Most definitely.
Mm.
What do you remember in particular about the 2001 season, the year you guys went 14-4?
And we kicked everybody's butt to the Grey Cup. I mean, we went 12 in a row. I don't
12
know.
in a
It's
row.
like it was fun. I mean, we were balling on every side of the ball and just having fun, man. Just having fun. And we were having so much fun that I had to go out the night before when the guys go out. Milt was my roommate, so Milt didn't go out. So I have to go out. I'm like, Milt, I'm doing this for us. I'm going to see who's out. Make sure they get in for a curfew. you know. I said, you guys can go, and I would catch them. I'm like, guys, because some guys don't know. They haven't been up there, this and that. And I've been up there. We're professional. I'm like, someone had to be lead them. Mill wasn't gonna go out there, and Errol Nash wasn't going. So I'm like, I'll go. So I'll go out, have a beer, see who's out. I'm like, I'm doing this. Get back. We're the leaders of the team. I'm like, get back. You party tomorrow night after we beat them. You can go out and party.
Right.
And I had to get that message out to him early. But I get back to the room. Milt's like, so who was out? What was? I go, hey man, you got to come with me. So I handled it. It was handled it. But I think that was something that we should do. And that year, just it was so bad to go to that game and lose, and know that we beat them during the year. Know that we dominated all year, and we just didn't. I was hurt in that game. Before that game, I let up. I had to shoot my ankle up, and like always, I'm always shooting something up just to play back in the day. But we didn't finish, and it hurts, man. It's to be in that. I've been 13 years up there, and to dominate like that many times on the field in a row. We knew we were going to win the Grey Cup, and we came up short, and that was just like when I was in Edmonton. I think we won 12 there with Danny Mack, and we came up short. So it's hard, and I applaud these guys in Winnipeg after us have won and had great years. And I just thought, man, that would really cap it off the year that we had. The coaches, the players, all the guys that you've interviewed, Deron Bolden, all these guys that you know um, are good guys. Wade was there, all these guys, and it's just like, man, we came up short. So that's one thing that I talked with Kahari and Milt about. Like, man, we were the best. We always say that we were the best three, and but we came up short, man. Like but all good, all good. Live
Yeah.
another day.
Yeah. As the years go on, yeah, I mean, it was the accomplishment. And
Mhm.
um, I was at the airport when you guys came back.
Yeah,
I'm front of the free press. Clap my hands as a 22-year-old
look
kid.
at you, man.
Just like, okay, all right,
Awesome,
and
awesome.
whatever else, right? So again,
Hmm.
support and that sort of thing. But yeah, there is that culture that has been set,
Yes,
and I think you
yeah.
guys were part of that culture, even all these years later.
Mhm.
You have Charles Roberts who comes back. His name's on the Ring of Honor. That was last Banjo Bowl, and
Blink,
there's quite the applause.
really
Yeah,
nice.
and
He
it's
was
just
exciting.
yeah.
He was exciting. He was an
Mhm.
exciting dude, and I had to mentor him. At one point he wanted to quit. I'm like, you can't quit, man. Just take the day off.
Yeah.
Like I had to go on some practice. I tell Coach Ritchie not feeling it today. And he was cool with that. Coach Ritchie was great with that. Letting us veterans kind of help run the team,
Hmm.
and that's what you need because he doesn't see everything, right? So
Right.
I think that's what we did. I think we did that pretty good, and that's how we were able to be successful.
Hmm. Yeah, most definitely. So after your playing career,
Mm,
you went into coaching. You were in Montreal
mm,
for a bit. You've been to some other stops. So what kind of
mm.
got you interested in that?
I got a call. I saw some guys coaching. I got a Mo Kelly, Maurice Kelly, who's with Seattle still to this day,
Yeah,
the longest tenured guy in that organization.
it's great.
Was my teammate, and I went out for a minority internship in Seattle, and I went out there and kind of went around to receiver coach and the head coach, and I'll tell you a story. I go in there. There's a long table. There's two of us that are new, and I got to sit next to Pete Carroll. It's me and Pete Carroll right here. The rest of the 20 guys are down this table. Pete's talking the whole time, and I'm sitting next to Pete. So we're everybody's staring at me and him. I'm just like, okay, yeah. But that was my seat for the whole camp. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was fun. Just to be there and to do that. And I got invited back, and I didn't go back because my sons are in school, and what an opportunity, Um, but you know what? Akahari got that job in Montreal. 10 years later, we always talked about if he gets a job, he's gonna call me. My wife answers the phone. She's like, "Kahari's on the phone." I go, he's like, "Hey man, get on the plane, come to Montreal." I'm like, "What?" Yeah. So that's how that happened. And 10 years later, so that's loyalty, friendship, and everything, man. And I love that guy, man. It's like wow. We talked about it, but do you after 10 years, it's like, man. Is it gonna happen? Like I forgot about that. And then it happens. That's like that was so cool to me from
Mm,
him to really, be his word, that we really made that happen. He said that. So we got up there and did what we could. I don't think he got a fair shot. But he was throwing all this and I tried to help as much as I could. I was sitting on the couch. So I'm up there, yelling at guys for dropping the ball because I don't think I ever did that much. Catch the ball. I gotta stop yelling at these kids. I'm mad they're making more than me. I'm like, you're making way double what I was making. And then it became, love for these kids, showing them the right way, how to be a professional,
mhm,
how to go about practice, how to go outside of practice, how to be in the community, how to go back and promote the game when you go home, when you come up here. So I got part of that. I love that part of it. I love that kids would come to my office and it wouldn't even be about football. It'd be about their family
mhm.
or that. And so I think I got some of that from Coach Ritchie, where I was kind of mentoring those kids. And yeah, I like that part of it. And the football part I liked. It was just different when I was in Seattle. We had 25 coaches and a bunch of assistants. The scouting report was on my desk.
Mhm.
In Montreal, there was like 8 or 9 of us. I had to do it myself and type up everything and watch all the film. I was like, a lot more work here, but it was cool. It was cool, and I would do it again if I ever got the opportunity. I love the Canadian game. It gave me so much, not so much money, but so much in character and people and just camaraderie and team and everything. I bring that to every job that I do, and you don't know it,
Mhm.
but it's like, man, I got that from football. I got that from football. I'm doing golf now, and I'm using football terms and using teamwork with my security team. Like, hey, huddle up, huddle up. I'm huddling them up. Like, huddle up, guys, huddle up. So football has been awesome, and my experience up in Canada has just brought that, man.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of similarities, right, to it.
Mhm.
It's not just
Yeah.
um, the more you live, the more you experience life.
Mhm.
There's parallels. There's
Right.
so much that can be relatable
Yeah.
into any workforce from the game of
Exactly.
football, more than
Yeah.
any other sport
Right. It's
I
a
would
team,
argue.
man. You got so many guys working together. It's intangible. So it really helps. And I think these guys are taking that. And that's what I wanted those guys. If I give them anything besides X's and O's, is
Mhm.
that part, as far as working together and being a leader.
Yeah,
And I think I made a few of them, I hope. So, we'll see.
yeah, most definitely. Any superstitions that you had as a player?
No, just clean. I wanted everything clean. And if I warmed up in something, I would change it. And it'd be sweaty, and I'd change it, put on clean stuff, and just do the same thing. Everybody had these little rituals, but I really realized I wasn't like that. I dressed the same every time, did the same, got my Toradol shot, and I was ready to go. I was more concerned about wrapping my ankles, man, right? Because I knew they were hurt. I played till I was 38, man. So it's like something was always hurting on me. So my rituals were getting in the cold tub, and the hot tub, cold tub, contrast, tape me up, give me a 12 shot and let's go. So, keeping it that way every week. Thanks, Brett McNeil. Lumpy. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. I always hung with the linemen. The linemen were my guys. I
Hmm.
said if it doesn't work, if the linemen don't get protect the house, man, I'm not gonna get the ball. So I always go out the linemen and have beers with the linemen and wings and hang with them, man. So it was cool. It was cool experience, cool fun up there, man. You got me going, man. Like I miss it, At this age, I miss it, and I hope I'm gonna come to the Grey Cup. It's in Winnipeg, so I got to get this coat they gave me so I can come up there. I'm in Florida, man. I don't have any clothes for
Right,
for
right.
winter.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a local shop can definitely fit you out. I'm trying to think of a
there you
name.
go.
I would go to a Walmart. You'll be good to go.
There you go, man. Right,
But I mean,
right.
I'm thinking back, like yeah, Mike Sellers was up here. You were coached by
Yeah.
the Fall Lab Police,
Lapo. Yeah.
who's now a broadcaster for TSN, who's also
Yeah.
coached and
I remember Lapo he was coaching us. He came in and he was like a year or two older than me. He's like, I'm like, and they're asking, who's this guy? He didn't know who it was. I don't know if I came from Marina and I came there and he was there. He's like, who's this guy just coming up here? And then I found out, and I played good that game. He goes, okay, and then I started, talking to him, and then he used to do bed check, and he's like, hey, just stay with me and my brother. I go, no, coach, I gotta go to bed, man. I got a game tomorrow. Tighten up. Lawful story.
oh,
Oh
that's
man,
that's
yeah.
and then there's guys like the Les Browns and
Mm.
Gene Gaines,
Yes. Oh my gosh, Gene and
elite
Les. I played with Les in
linemen.
Ottawa back in the
Yeah,
day. Gene
right.
Gaines, is a legend up there. From playing. So what do you have the longest return or something? Is that Gene Gaines?
I would have to
Or
double check
Stevie.
that one,
Yeah,
but
yeah. And Les had the most interceptions, I believe.
yeah, right.
What made me better was when I came to Ottawa, Les was this is a story. So I come to Ottawa from the States. I'm on the wide side of the field. You don't get the ball way over there. Les is covering the inside slot. I'm wide open. I'm like, what is this? So I go and tell him, I'm like, hey man, So I learned from him the way the game was. I'm like, okay, they're not really looking at this guy way out here. So how I scored my first touchdown, I was in the huddle. I said, damn, I'm gonna do an in route and then I'm gonna bang back outside because they're not even paying attention. And that's why I scored my first touchdown. He threw it, so it was fun. But yeah, I had a lot of great players, like you said. I don't mean take away from that, but Les Brown and so many guys that I learned from and uh and what's good about the older guys that they really took on the younger guys
Yeah.
and showed them the way. Yeah, we partied together. Yeah, we played together, and it was just that's how it was, and we had a good time.
But Milt never went out. That's what
Never.
no.
Hey, but I give him. He wanted me to give him the scoop when I got back. Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool. But he's like, and he thanked me. He's like, "You're looking out." I'm like, "Yeah, man. This is our team," and we had to take it on like that. Like, this is our team. This is what we do, and we got to be professionals. And then when we win, and it was fun because it's hard when you're winning like that. I don't mean that doesn't even make sense. It's hard when you're winning, but it's hard when you're winning to not party and have fun, so much fun because that's how we were gelling, man. Like every time we strapped up, we knew we were winning the game.
Right.
We knew we were winning the game, and that's how we did 12 in a row. That's how we knew. So yeah, it's hard to kind of corral those guys. Hey, man, don't be going to Montreal, Toronto, y'all to Winnipeg.
So
So,
you
so
you'd all be hitting up the Palomino Club.
the
Eh,
Palomino, world famous, huh? Canada famous.
it is. I
Yeah,
got to ask you, did you ever see someone get stabbed there? Because David Benefield did. So
David, Benny,
I couldn't
close.
believe.
No,
Yeah.
I left it there. I left early.
Okay.
I didn't stay that late.
Yeah. Yeah. No
You
doubt.
know. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. When I couldn't believe when he said that. He goes, "Yeah, we were having hot dogs and some guy got stabbed." I was like, okay.
yeah, yeah. That was a pal, man. The pal, they call it the pal.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is it still there?
No, it is not. But
Good.
I think it has relocated to a different area of town.
Oh, it'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
That
Um,
they're in Earls.
yes, that I've heard.
Yeah.
You guys
With
had Moelle
we
and
had some good
G.
times at Earls, man. Hey,
Yes.
we brought Earls a lot of money. We brought them a lot of money, man. Everyone came over there after the game, so we brought
Yeah,
a lot. We had a lot of good times over there, and they treated us nice, man. It was a good time there.
that's good.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Um, Where else was I going to go here? You got a favorite NFL team?
No, you know what? When people ask me that, like, I had a neighbor, he always had the Dallas Cowboys flag out, and then I'd be like, Kevin, it's the playoffs. take the take the Cowboys flag down. And I always tease him. I always went against people that I just love game. I just love football.
Hmm.
And I would go against you if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. I was going against like my son and I went over his house and we put purple on because Favre was in Minnesota and they were playing Dallas. I'll just go against him. They're winning at first, and then all of a sudden he kicks me and my son out of his house because Dallas they started losing. And my son and I, he's a little boy, he's high fiving me. And we got purple on. I got a purple dress up shirt. That's the only purple I had. I had a purple dress shirt on. My son had one on. We're sitting there high fiving in the second half. He goes, "You guys gonna need to leave." I'm like, wow, fans are really, you know, I'm not that deep into it. I just love a good game. I respect the game, respect the players and the fans, but I've never had a real, growing up, I had Pittsburgh Steeler trash can and pajamas and all, but I didn't know I was going to be a free agent with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was kind of cool, you know. It was a draft, and my parents were trying to get a hold of me. I didn't have a cell phone. I
Hmm.
went out that night. I'm like, oh, it's a draft. I'm a Division II guy, nothing. And Pittsburgh called my parents. They couldn't get a hold of me, and I flew out the next morning as a free agent. So it was kind of cool. But no, now really, to answer your question, I don't really have a team.
Hmm. So you did spend time in Pittsburgh. So you talked about Woodson. Any
Mm.
stories with Bill Cowher?
No, that was no. Chuck, no. That's
Chuck
old.
Noll.
All right, Steve. I'm
All
old.
right. Yes, Chuck Noll came over before 1990. Yeah, because Cowher was in 92. Yes.
Yeah, no, that whole time with Bubby Brister, and you're
Yes.
too young to know this. You're too young to know this.
Yeah.
And all these guys that came in, and they were just they're Steelers. Like I used to go out there, which I shouldn't have, and I get into places or skip the line, and I'm like, what? I never been treated like that. I'm like, wow, you're a Steeler. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, that was kind of cool because I stayed up there doing workouts through the summer at the University of Pittsburgh. And yeah, the Steelers were a good organization. Buffalo, I was there for their year four. They asked me for practice roster because Marv Levy was in Montreal, so he
Yes, he
knew
was.
Canada.
Yeah.
So he brought me in, and then they offered me practice roster, and I said no, like a dummy. I'm like, no, I want to play, because I'm gonna play. So I left that. I probably should have stayed, but Andre Reed got hurt and this and that. But they weren't gonna change that team. That they went to the Super Bowl what 3 or 4 times in a row.
Three, 4 times in a
Yeah,
row, 4 times in a row.
they weren't gonna change the roster. I'm behind. They're calling me Little Dre because we have the same hair. I'm like, yeah, but that's Andre Reed. It's like whatever. Okay. So that's when I went back up to Canada, and I'm glad I did and made that decision because I haven't looked back, and man, it's been so awesome. I share stories because people don't see it down here,
Right.
the Canadian game, and they ask questions. Is it professional? And that's what kills me. That one right there, because they don't see it down here, especially back in the days. They didn't see it.
No.
I guess I said, some of these guys should be playing are better than the guys in the NFL. You got guys, tweeners, linebackers that, they got to play special teams. They got to be able to run, play special
Mhm.
teams and this and that. I'm like, these guys up here, this wide field. I've seen so many NFL guys come up here and not make it. That question's, the question. I'm like, these are real ballers up in the CFL, and you got to look at. There's only so many jobs in the NFL. We grew up as Americans watching the game, but there's only so many jobs. Look at all the college, how many colleges and this and that are there. So for you to even make NFL, CFL, AFL, anywhere to play football after high school, college is a huge accomplishment and says something about you and your opportunity that you got. So I just have respect for everyone who plays the game of football at any level, because you can't teach some kid to hit. You can
No.
teach them to hit, but the heart to go hit and run through a hit is or catch a ball and about to get hit or to make that throw. It's just like, man, the guys that play football, I really love coaching. Like I'm going to China. I was in China the last 2 years. I'm going back to China again. They love football over there. The girls play tackle, the guys. Some of the guys can be like 26, 27, 28, but be like their skill level's a little lower, you know what I mean? But they love it. They have
Mhm.
leagues over there. Now that we have flag football for the Olympics, they're calling me to come over and do flag football. So I'm excited about that. Just spreading the word, spreading the football, and just trying to touch different kids and people with that game. It's
Yeah.
because it's giving me so much, you know. So look, I get to talk to you. So the game's giving me a lot. See,
It definitely has. And again, it's awesome to have you on here. And when you're talking about hit, there's a particular hit that comes to my mind. It was again not to reckon back to the game after 9/11, but you come over the middle and you get hit at the end, and the crowd is like chanting your name. And I remember thinking like, is Robert Gordon gonna be okay? And
oh,
you were lying there for a bit, and you
that
got
was
you shook it off.
dude. I'm gonna tell you that. So I caught the ball, got ended. I was level up this high, fell, hit my head on that hard turf because we didn't have the rubber turf they have. And I look up and I'm like, because I got knocked out. I look up and I look at Milt standing over me, and I go, "Did I catch it?" And I'm holding the ball. He's got the ball. And so they want to take me out. My parents are there, my mom, and I'm going to make sure she thinks I'm all right. I'm groggy, and I'm going. I'm doing this to the crowd. They're going, hey! I'm so messed up, but yeah, that was a great hit. Yeah, I don't know if it was a hit or the when I hit the turf. You
Hmm.
know, like I said, it's like hitting cement down there when we were playing on that. But we was fast turf because we didn't have that rubber in the turf. It was fast turf, so I missed those days. But yeah, it was a good hit, man.
Yeah, I think they had replaced the turf 2 years after, but
Yeah,
but that catch signified, I think it was a moment of winning the game, or it
yeah.
was pretty close to winning it. It
And
solidified in that moment.
I prided myself in, hey, Milt's over here. He's gonna go down the middle and score touchdowns, but you can't double him all the time because I'm gonna get you a first down. I used to tell Milt, you're not getting that touchdown unless I get this first down. So, and in Carr, we had that. You know, he knew that I can trust me on that sideline.
Hmm.
Being over there, we'll do trips on one side, and I'll be manned up, you know, one on one. Over here, we just play football. I mean, I did that with Danny McManus. We used to look at the defense. He go trips with Flutie on the other side, and I would signal out, curl, and I would do that while I'm lined up because I look at his. When he line up, I go, okay, I'm gonna run out. I just put my hand down and show Danny. Danny look over at me. He's gonna throw it, you know. And then you can't cover that, you know. When you're with sync with your quarterback like that, you can't cover. I don't care who's out there. You can't cover that, man. And I love doing that and pride myself in being a clutch guy to move the chains. I think I had a what was it, the Hooters? I think I was the first down dog on the menu. Mike Sellers was on there, Robert's on. They call me the first down dog. He moves the chains and this and that, and you can eat these hot dogs. And so it was kind of cool. We had that at Hooters. It was fun. All of us were on the menu. It was fun back in the day, man. See, you were
Yeah.
too young. You don't even know, man. You were too young.
Well, I did go there for the coaches show. Coach Richie
Oh,
did pay for our supper once
okay,
at the
awesome.
coaches show, but Sharon goes, yeah, he's got it. That's what he said. And I was, or that's what she said to us. We're like, holy cow!
Sharon,
Like me and my girlfriend at the time, now wife. Holy cow! And
Sharon ran things.
yeah,
Sharon was Coach Richie's wife, Sharon. I mean, if we lost and she's sitting on the front of that bus, guys just want to walk by her. She'd give that mean look like you. She'd tell her, you know, Coach Richie was cool. She was the one. We didn't want to see her, you know.
well, and to that point, yeah, yeah, it's I
You got
was
to walk by her in the lobby and then on the bus. It's like, ah. I said, you guys better not come in the morning either. So yeah, but that kept us straight too, right? Like, you know, just going to their house all the time. She was there, he was there. Thanksgiving, Christmas, we were all there, and we made it a family, and made it a family the whole time. And you never know what people are going through. So football, it could be a great football. You don't know what their home life is, and that's what was so great about Coach Ritchie that he brought people together, him and Sharon at their house, and it wasn't mandatory, but we all showed up. We had a good time, and we were a good group, and we loved each other, man. It was awesome, man. We were doing something that a lot of people can't do on the field, you know, as far as football, the game. People think they can watching it, but you're not gonna take a hit and go back to the huddle and take a hit and come back to the huddle, you know. So it's something that we know as men that we had that talent God's given us. And what we did was with Coach Ritchie was keep it together, and we were able to win those games and have fun and put on a good show for the super fans of Winnipeg. That man, I loved it, man.
yeah. As we're talking here, other games are coming back to
Mhm.
mind. The day and age where you could re-enter the stadium after fans leave.
Yeah,
You guys are down by like 17 to Calgary in late August,
yeah,
and you guys win that game.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't leave, but like,
You left, Steve.
I did not leave. No, I did not leave.
You wanted to.
No,
It's over.
I never leave.
You didn't think we were gonna win.
I was debatable, and then Charles Roberts had that touchdown, and
Yeah,
then okay, get her flowing here,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, 51-48, I believe was the
It's
final.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a game right there, man.
that was
That was a game. And Charles was awesome. I mean, to be that small and to play and put up those yards with his feet, and he tell me he's like, Flash, my feet hurt. I go, because you cut so hard. His feet always hurt him. He goes, I don't know much longer I can play. My feet hurt. I go, tape your ankles and come to practice. Like he never lifted a weight. Mill and I would get mad at him. We're like, he never lifted a weight or did anything. We're in there lifting, we're running on off days. And Charles is not doing anything. I'm just like, man, gifted. Oh, it's good to see him.
yeah, crazy. Wow,
Mhm.
it's good, definitely good to reminisce and everything else, and again,
Yeah.
those are the years that made me a fan, and
Yeah.
trying to get my kids. My kids are hooked on the Bombers, and I guess
Yeah.
I
Good.
buy them season tickets. I guess they're in, but
You're a good dad, man. They're in there.
it's good. But
No choice.
no choice, and I even get an extra one where they can bring a friend.
You're a Bomber
Yeah.
fan. That's Ryan Soroka. He used to bring his daughter in, and he's slick, man, because he had number 84 on her. She's so cute, little girl. I'm like, oh, I bring her in the locker room. Of course, he's coming too, right?
Right.
So it was cool. I had them when I was put in the Hall of Fame there. Them and Tara. Tara was there. I think Tara was listening. Hey, Tara.
Mhm.
And her dad did so much for me, man. It was awesome to be there in the off season. And Jerry, he just did a lot. And they were all at my table when I was, and it meant a lot to me. Those are the people that I saw her every day, every game, and her dad next door, and I would take her. At least stay here, man. I'm taking her in. She had my jersey, right? So it was cool. And Tara was always around, and she had my jersey, and I had her at my table, and
Mm.
it was just cool to just the fans and the love that I got there, man. It's just, man, I can't even tell you. I'll tear up, man, because I love those days. My wife knows that. I told her, she goes, "Oh, you gotta tear up. You love those days." We had a good time. I had my family there, my kid going to school there. We're freezing in Winnipeg in the off season where I could have been in Miami Beach where I used to live. It's like what? And my kid, I'm shoveling. He's like, ah. He's got headphones. He's got not headphones. He's got the earmuffs on, the hat, the gloves, everything. And he's at the door going, ah, I'm going, we're here because of you. Because he was born on the beach. He's like, he wouldn't go outside. I'm like, man, I'm so mad. It was funny. But I did a lot of good things in the off season. Staying, read to achieve and stay in school, all those things. I did that. So that was cool to give the guys that did stay in the off season to give back and give to the kids. So
Yeah.
it was cool. Good experience.
Do you know where your nickname Bobby Gorgeous came from?
Coach Ritchie and like I said, Coach Ritchie earlier, a
Okay. Yeah.
lineman told me that. Yeah, I
Okay.
forget the lineman's name because we're in the huddle with linemen, and some days we'll have helmets and days we don't. I had hair at the time, and so look at him, he's gorgeous. And then Coach Ritchie heard it, and ever since then he did it. And here's a funny story. My wife started doing kickboxing, and she had a match she had a round at all the guys came to her to watch her fight. And she beat this girl so bad, she hit her in the back of the head. I'm like, honey, you can't do that. The girl gave up. It was Marcus Howell's uncle was training this girl, whatever, and she beat her up and kicked, Muay Thai, knees and elbows and everything. And the next day, Coach Rich, we had lost, and Coach Rich is like, you know what? A lot of you should be like Gorgeous's wife. You see her last night? I'm like, ah, and all the guys look at me like, this dude. Really, your wife's tougher than us? It was just, I'm like, I'm going like this. He's going, you should have been like Gorgeous's wife last night. She beat the heck out of this girl. What you guys need to do? His speeches went all over the place.
Yeah.
Coach Reggie gave a speech. You're like, what did he say? But when it moved us, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, you mentioned about Maslowski there and with Jerry and what he meant to you, and I know
Oh,
he's been a number of years since he has passed, and
yeah.
that means so much to this
Hmm.
still means so much to this province and the legacy
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
left. I know Tara has kind of carried that on with the 1930
Hmm.
with Jeffrey Bannon taking people out to the Labor Day Classic and that sort of
Hmm.
thing. But
Yeah.
I personally didn't know him, but I just hear great
So
things.
this guy, we used to have meetings, we go to the houses and have players over this, and he's playing the piano and singing, like talented Jerry. I'm like, wow, Jerry. And then Jerry got me a car deal I was like, at a dealership. At Vickers Chevrolet, I would do a commercial. At Vickers Chevrolet, everyone's an MVP, just like on the field. And I'd read that, and I got a car for like 6 years. So that's the reason I stayed up there too. Jerry did that. I'm like, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, awesome. But he really worked and was good in the community, and the love he had. I don't know. I just love being around him. He was always happy. You know that guy that you go around and he's happy and he makes you happy. Okay, what you going through? If you sad, you meet Jerry, man. You light up, man, and that's what he had, and that's a gift to someone. And he's truly missed. And I wish he would have been in that Hall of Fame. I gave him a shout out with her at my table, and man, he really helped me stay there, not leave anywhere else. I got other causes now. I said, man, I got a family here.
Yeah.
I got the front office and Jerry, and I got Coach Richie, and I got Milt. I got to help Milt out. So he doesn't get double covered. So it was
And you got to go out and do the report.
yeah, and I
You
gotta
know,
I
like
gotta check on the guys because he's not. Yeah, yeah. So but yeah, it was good times there, man. I think I spent 6 years there. So out of my 13 years, I was there six. So I was in BC, Edmonton, Ottawa twice. I met my wife in Ottawa, Toronto. So nothing compares to Winnipeg. The Bombers, the people, the
Mhm.
city. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's I think I do still see Robert Gordon jerseys in the tailgate.
No way.
I do. And
What?
yeah,
That's
I think
cool.
I saw one. I wasn't at the last home game, but I believe the game before, and it's yeah, it's
Hey, hey, hey. How old is that guy?
I'll
I bet he's
tell you
having
next time.
athletes all
Would
over me.
I'll do the whole profile.
I want to go to the game and see that guy so I can help him around. I know he's older than me. So that's cool, man. That's cool to hear, man. You don't always like that. I think I came back one time and did something and well, it was for no, it was another time. And someone had my jersey. I was so excited. I'm like, "What?" Cuz I see Milt Siegel everywhere. I was like, "Man, 84 comes before 85." Right? I'm like, 84 comes by 85, Mill. I said, I see your jersey everywhere. I always call him. I always call him, give him shit. I go, man, your jersey's everywhere. You know what, though? I saw my jersey today. So it's cool. I always give him shit and keep up with him. He's
Hmm.
been my brother for years. So,
Mm.
he's going through hard times and with his kid. And his kid's been down here with my kid watching him play baseball and we were trying to get up there watch him play soccer. And he's touched me so much that I was just in LA with the FIFA, the Paris team, doing security for them, and I had a kid that was working for us, and he was a soccer player. And I told him about Chase, and boy, we connected on that level to show because he knew about it, he heard about it, what had
Yeah.
happened, and I still to this day I train this kid to this day, and Chase helped us come together. So things like that is what's beautiful about football
Yeah.
and relationships.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful, man. And that kid, to this day, I talked to him the other day. "Hey, are you running? Are you running? Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" And he's like, "What should I do that?" And awesome. I would have never met him if I didn't. What happened to Chase didn't happen. And I told Mill about it. He thought it was a great story, and we just live on through that. So. I wish I got to come see my brother and give him a hug, because I used to go to his house all the time and be up there, and I knew him when he was a little boy. So and he knows my kids when they're little. So life brings us challenges, man, and we keep it moving. But wow, I saw Milt had a lot of love. Like that was a lot of love
Yeah.
for him, and he's already loved. Before you guys to show up for him in that way at that game, because I don't get a lot. I was looking everywhere because I don't get it down here. Like the games aren't shown everywhere, right? So, and
Well,
I'm
it's
in a
usually on
hotel.
CBS Sports.
Yeah, so I'm everywhere, like looking for a game or this and that, and I saw that part and saw Mill, and I just, I was like, that's my brother, and that's his son, and the love that, and it just shows the people in Winnipeg who they are, what they're about, and man, it don't get better than that, man. It's
Yeah.
so big ups to you guys.
Yeah, it's I remember I was out with coffee with Milt and yeah, this is in the summer of 2004. He goes, "Oh, I gotta get back to the house. I gotta phone Darlene, see how she's doing with the pregnancy." And that's all I kept
Mhm.
thinking about. I was like, and he's been to
Yeah.
my youth group, talked to my youth group 20 years before before a game, the night before a game, he came to our youth group and talked. And
Yeah.
you think of these things, and yeah, it transcends
Mhm.
football. And
Yeah.
and you knew Milt more on a personal level.
Mhm.
Than me. What he was your roommate,
Right. Right.
and I can feel that emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an awesome dude, man. The turtle that he used to call himself, pretty boy. I thought he was pretty. I go, you can't be pretty boy. They call me gorgeous. Well, we used to go back and forth, but we had the love for each other and the respect for each other in our game and what we brought. I mean, 'cause I used to bring up, I said, hey, man, remember the time where I had 1,400 yards, almost 1,400 yards, and I led the team? I was hurt. That was this and that. I'm like, whatever. But, we go back and forth. But just to respect as athletes and brothers
Hmm.
till this day is what, who cares about the yards and the catches and touchdowns? But what he went through and whatever I might go through, he's always been there. I've always been there for him. So that's where football, say family, and it brings people together and have that. I'm so blessed to have that opportunity.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
Fun.
Yeah, man.
Well, I said 40 to 45 minutes. I know we're pushing overtime, and
Really? That's it, man. I got a lot more, man. It's cool, man, to talk to you, brother. I
yeah,
appreciate
we can keep going
it.
if there's anything else. I could always have you
No.
on for part
Uh,
two. I always want to
just want
respect
to
your
say about my
time.
son, Maven. He caught alopecia at age of 17, where all his hair fell out, his eyebrows, everything on his body, all his hair fell out, and that was a difficult time for him going through. And now he's just, I'm going to say Flourish because Flourish is his clothing line, and what he does, he's a mentor for a lot of people who have alopecia. If you understand alopecia,
Hmm.
just so proud of him to be stronger than me, man. Like I cried when it's me. Your son's hair's falling out. I couldn't imagine when I was back in '84, if my afro was pieces of my afro were coming out. You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't phase him, and he just became the man right now that he works with me in security. He's at the Kentucky Derby, and people are coming to see him through his online. He's on TikTok. He's on Instagram at Maven Maven Gordon. You look him up. Just look at his story, man. I'm just so proud of him being my son and what he's done with the community that looks up to him, for that. Because only they understand that.
Yeah.
We don't understand it. Look at you with that big beard, and look at you. I saw your beard, and you know what I mean. Your hair, it's something big. And to see girls come to him and guys and have wig on for a girl, young girl, a young pretty girl came. We're in Houston doing the Houston rodeo for 20 days straight, and this girl comes up from Oklahoma to see him and she had a wig on. It's a pretty girl. Like, man, it must be hard for her, right? To not have any hair and have alopecia. So she really looked up to Maven. He's really got a following. He's really just being a young man and I think it started with just working with me and that. And at the Kentucky Derby, he has 80 people under him.
Wow.
Like to be 22 years old, he was 23 now, he's had a birthday, and little bald kid, bald guy, he's short, little muscular, and he's got older people that have done way more jobs, everything that he's done, and he handled the Kentucky Derby 2 years in a row. I have to shout him out. I'm just so proud of him to do that and watch him grow. I'm sure he doesn't want to be with his dad another year doing security because we're in Airbnbs together and flying together and working together but I just want to give him a shout out. Maven Gordon is awesome and I'm so proud of him. And I hope that you guys can look him up and watch him what he does. I mean, he's pound for pound the strongest guy I've ever been around. 160 pounds, can squat 500 pounds, and he's a baseball player. It doesn't make sense, but that's my boy, and his strength has helped me. And I tell you one thing he said, because I've had every job since. It's I have to tell you, it's hard for football players after football to play so long to go into something else
Hmm.
because that's all we've known. I
I
mean, I
bet.
played till I was 38, and now I got to go get a career. Well, what did I do? I went to Florida, and I tried to stay in Canada and work, but I really couldn't. So I went to Florida, and became a deputy, sheriff deputy, and I had to get my wife down here because she's Canadian. So I had to sponsor her. So I had to get a job. Well, the first job I had was at a distribution center, and I was so hard I quit. And I called my wife. I'm like, You're not gonna be able to come down. I just quit. So then I got a job as a correctional officer and sponsor, and she came down and she's been flying through everything now and just doing well as a diabetes educator down here
Yes.
for years, and everyone relies on her, and she's just so awesome. Like she works on the weekends on the phone when she shouldn't be, but she's just helping people with diabetes because it's huge down here, diabetes, and so just proud of her, and she had my son, and it was in a great pregnancy because we had two. It was a ectopic pregnancy, but just proud of those two that are in my life, and my older son who's older, and just being with me and making me the man I am today. There's been challenges along the way,
Yeah.
but we as a family are getting it together, and just proud of them, man. That's if anything I want to say was just my family helps me. I look like the leader, but they've been leading me, man, and I've been riding along with them, brother. you know,
I mean, that's so good, right?
yeah,
The cliche rowing in the same direction, and
yeah.
you can learn lessons from your kids.
Oh,
I'm learning
yeah.
that I'm learning that already.
Yours, you got some
Yeah,
young ones,
I do. Yeah.
and watch what you say to them because I asked my kid, I think I probably had eight, probably 10 different jobs. I said, son, what should I do next? And he goes, Dad, you can do whatever you want. I went, what? I'm supposed to say that to you. You know what I mean? He's like, Dad, you can do whatever you want. You've done this, this, and that. I'm like, and I was second guessing myself because I keep changing jobs every year, every 6 months. I'm doing something different. So I
Hmm.
just said to him, I go, man, what do you think I should do next? He goes, Dad, you can do whatever you want. And man, I almost cried. I'm like, wow. Did I say that? Did you listen to me or just, I'm daddy?
Hmm.
you know?
Yep.
So look, those young ones you have, man, just what you put in them, they're listening. They don't see you don't seem like they're listening, but they're listening, brother.
Well, yes, they're very much listening. It's,
They repeating.
yeah,
That's cool.
it's one of those things, but
Yeah.
I have to
Good for
calm
you, man.
down now down at the
Yeah.
games. But
Really? Because they
I looked over at one of my kids,
uh
an accidental pass interference, and I was like, "Whoa!" But that was
oh.
me. Like when you guys are playing, like I would be like,
Right.
I'm,
Sweet.
yeah, it
Sweet. You
was,
got them into it, man. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I've had my sign ripped up at the Labor Day Classic, yeah, in
Right.
2003. Like I've had beer thrown on me. We had our
Yeah.
sign, sellers is the combine, the rise of the wheat. It got ripped up. And the guy chucked a beer on me on the west side.
That's
It was
that's funny, man.
it was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Look
awesome,
back
man. I have to
now,
come
and
meet them, man. I want to come meet your kids, man, and come
for
to a game,
sure.
man.
You
That'd be
you think
fun.
you'll be up here for Grey Cup then, or?
Yeah, I think I'm coming. I'm coming up, man. My wife and I we're gonna come up. So Brenda Barnes and Randy,
Mhm.
um, they come down every year to come down here and they go in the I'm gonna see us the keys. They go in the ocean and there's nobody else. You know what's in the ocean? Canadians. Because it's cold at the time. Brenda's like, "What? This is nice." like Lynn and I are like, "It's cold." Like,
Mhm.
so it's a trip.
Yes,
But they come down every year, and I know they still do the gator on the sides, and I can't wait to come up. We'll come up there and stay with them and have a good time and see you, man, and you can meet my wife, and it'll be awesome, bro.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't wait for November.
Ah,
It's gonna be a party here in Manitoba, and
yeah, I'm
uh,
sure. How's the weather gonna be? Cold or
well, I
nice?
mean,
You guys don't get much snow now, right?
no, I mean last year for the gray for the playoff game, it was all right.
Yeah.
November 16th.
Uh-huh.
I just hope again. I'll go back to the '01
Yeah.
year. That playoff
Yeah.
game you guys had versus Hamilton.
Yeah.
I was bareback in that game. It was so nice.
Well,
I won't bareback the Grey Cup
no.
at 46, but
Right.
uh,
Right.
yeah, we'll see. It's
Yeah.
generally it only gets cold maybe the third week in November.
Okay. Okay. It's doable.
Yeah, it
We'll
is.
have some fun, man. We'll have some fun. Yeah, I can't wait to get up there and be around the people again and just go to a game and just in that nice new stadium.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Hey, we had the other stadium which had a lot of history, a lot of things going on, which is you can't repeat.
Right.
But you guys are already making your way with the new stadium and new guys, and Coach O'Shea is doing a great job. He used to be my teammate.
Yeah.
I think I said in my speech, I said, and I said, Coach O'Shea taught me how to drink Canadian beer. He didn't even laugh. I looked at him. when we were in Toronto, man, he was on defense. I live downtown, and we go have a beer, man. So it was,
Hmm.
I'm proud of him for doing that, and proud of Danny McManus. Him and Carr are the only ones that really throw him. And I think another guy, Kerwin Bell, they all threw me 1,000 at one time. But I blame them if I get dementia or whatever later on because I took all them hits. Danny used to go, look at me. I'm not going to run, so either catch it or bat it down. And, I say, Danny, I got my best highlights from you because I would run and I'm not, when you're not open, he's not going to throw it. And he'd throw it,
Yeah.
and I make a great catch. So, and the Kahar did the same. So it was cool. Those guys were ballers and they relied on us. And for somebody to be back there with all that pressure coming at them and to throw that ball up to me or Milt or whoever and trust us to come down with it is something. And that's the relationship you get because that's trust, man. And we had some good times, some good plays, and some good hits. But overall, man, I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. And I
That's,
didn't make much money, but I had a lot of good times, a lot of good times
I mean,
that you can't put price
right.
on.
Right. You're in your early to mid 30s playing in the CFL in front of
Yeah,
almost 30,000 fans and
yeah, yeah,
Milt Steagle's your roommate. I don't think I can
yeah,
get anything better than that. And
yeah.
honestly,
He kept me in shape, because I drank beer and he didn't. I'm like, so I had to prove, that you can drink beer and still play, So we pushed each other certain ways, and that's what I liked about our relationship and how we led the team with the rest of the guys. And I can't name all the guys, but there were some great leaders on both sides of the ball. That I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm not gonna say who, but we had some great team, great chemistry, great family of guys, and Coach Ritchie started that with us, and God rest his soul. That he we all love him and still miss him, and he's made us the men we are today just through little things that you don't see until later in life. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got that from here. I got that from this. So life's been good, man. It's been cool, man, and I just appreciate you. I haven't been interviewed in a long time, brother. So I don't know how much you're gonna edit. Is this edited at all or anything? Or
I just kind of let her go.
oh no, I don't know what I said.
No, it's all good.
It's,
I
yeah.
apologize for not bringing Albert Johnson up I went Stoddard and I forgot Albert Johnson, and
Uh,
sure Albert will be watching this. So
yeah, he's doing good. Albert's doing good down there in Texas.
yeah, he
I
is.
talk to him when I go down there. He's doing good. He's
Yeah.
an insurance guy.
Hmm.
You need insurance, call Albert.
Yes, and he said he was working.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
He
make
was
him.
when
Yeah.
he was with the Bombers, he was working. And he would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the guys would bug him." Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna go do your job now. So,
One of the fastest guys ever you'll see, man. He can
mhm.
run. He can run. Good guy. Call me Unc to this day. I talked to him when I was down there in Houston. I was doing the rodeo, and hey Unc, can we wanted to hook up, call me Unc. G-Roy calls me Unc. It's like Marcus Howell calls me Unc. I'm like, guys, we're all old now. You still call me Unc? But that's cool. That's that memory, right?
Right.
Of when we played. So I love that. I embrace that. So it's awesome. I'll call him nephew.
Yeah.
So and I'm like proud of you, nephew. You're coaching good. Marcus for years, and he helped me with my coaching. Getting back into the Canadian game and what to expect, what I need to do, and he helped me. So I appreciate that. And G-Roy, I helped him. I saw him in Seattle when I was with the Seahawks. I saw him at a couple camps. I helped him at a camp. He was short people. He was trying to throw the ball, and I go, G-Roy, it's not fair to these guys. They're trying out, and you can't throw. He's throwing it in the dirt and over here. I go, whoever catches this ball is gonna make it. So it was funny. So I would always go help out at camps, help down here in Florida. I always help Danny McManus out with his camps, and just to be around the game, and the
Hmm.
guys, and shoot some stories and have some beers with them after, and see if we saw some talent. So it was good fun, good fun.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That is so good. It again brings
Yeah,
me back, and
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's always good to reminisce and and share
mhm,
those stories. So, Rob,
yeah.
I thank you so much again for
Okay,
sharing your story, and
yeah.
you can always come on again.
Hey man, I will, brother. I like to talk.
Yeah.
I haven't talked in a while, so it's good. Usually I'm talking, doing security and talking to people. So to you to know my history and know and be a fan, it's just man, wow. It's a breath of fresh air, brother. And I thank you for that, for having me and thinking of me. So sorry it took me a while to get on, man. But anytime you need me, man, I'll be there, brother. All right.
I appreciate it
All right.
so much. As I say, that
Mhm.
this has been good, and
Cool.
So I'll put this on my page, and then yeah, you can
Okay.
put it on your Facebook, or
Awesome.
you know,
Awesome.
share it all about, and we can
Oh
we can
man.
go from there.
Yeah. Let's do that, and I'll see you in Winnipeg when I come. I'm
Yes.
trying to get away. I'm doing a lot of security work. I mean, the world is so crazy that security is going up, and I've just been doing a lot with golf and tennis and the players, the pro players, and working with Tyrone Rogers. He played with me. He's been with Snoop for over 20 some years. So I've been working with Snoop and his wife and his son with through Tyrone Rogers, who played in Winnipeg.
Hmm.
So he's got his own security company. So he's the one that got me into security. So I just want to give Tyrone a shout out to what he's helped me transition in my life, my son with security and trying to keep people safe and things going. So yeah, shout out to him. I told him I'd give him a shout out, because he's like, man, you work with me and pay you a lot of money. I said, all right, man, I'm gonna give you a shout out. So yeah, Tyrone Rogers
Well, I,
Security.
I know I know he liked you. I know he liked the post. So
Yeah, so he'd be a good guy to come on. He loves to talk and hear himself.
okay,
So get him on. He's
okay,
entertaining.
will do.
Yeah.
I just had this random thought. Brad Paisley is playing at the Canada Life Center on the Friday, so I'm trying
Really.
to convince my wife to go. So maybe that
There
could
you
be a
go.
meeting spot. But
There
whatever.
you go, man.
It's
There
all
you go.
good.
You're thinking.
I'm trying.
Awesome, brother.
All
Awesome, man.
good. But
Awesome,
yeah,
man.
thanks again. Appreciate
Cool,
it.
man. Give my love to the kids and the new bomber fans,
Oh yes.
the new used,
The new
the
yes.
clones.
The clothes. Yeah, shave my head and paint my face. That's how it
Yeah,
was in '03.
yeah. But have fun with that, man, and hopefully the Bombers will be in that Grey Cup this year.
Yeah,
And
that's the only thing I want more,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah, that would be all. I mean, that was so to have. Was it Edmonton? I think we had the Grey Cup and we lost, and we had won 12 that year in a row.
Mhm.
That hurts, man. Like But for them, Bombers, if they're not having a good start, but you got to finish in this league. There's too many games.
Yeah.
Who's healthy at the end? Who's gelling at the end? Who's there? Like, now let's play. So they got a chance, man. So keep them going, man. Keep it up, brother.
I love the positivity.
You
It's
have
so
to, man.
good.
I mean, I've been there. I've been on 3 and 15 teams. I've been on, teams where I won only lost three. So but it didn't matter when the playoffs. We thought we were gonna win it all year, and we lose it. We give it away. So the playoffs are something, man, and that's playoff football is the best. So um, I hope the Bombers are there, and I can't wait to come up there, man, and hook up with you and yell and do what you guys do. Because I've never been a fan. What are you doing here? What are you doing sitting there? I don't know.
Yeah, it's so easy to scream from the stands and say whatever.
Yeah, so I guess I'll
Once
do
you're on the
that, man.
field.
They give me them horns or whatever, man. But I can't wait to be a fan, man, and come see it. I mean, the last time I was there, I was going around at halftime for my. It was so cold. I actually have a coat. They gave me one. Um, I got to talk to Brad, but they gave me a coat to go around at halftime when I was inducted in the Hall of Fame there. So I was like, okay, I got a coat. It's cold. That's the only part I got was watching the game. Then I was up in the suites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was enjoying the new stadium I had never seen before, right? I was
Mhm.
like, wow, this is kind of nice. Yeah, so yeah, man.
It's
All good,
it's
man.
definitely a happening place. It's the
Yeah,
place to be. So
awesome, man.
eight
You guys are good
consecutive
getting the fans.
sellouts. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
awesome, man. I
right on.
appreciate you, brother, having me. I know
Appreciate
you
you
got to
too.
go. I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all
But,
it's all good. I think I have another half hour on the Zoom, but my lights went. But we can,
yeah, but hope we can maybe collaborate and do something in the future, man.
yeah,
That would be cool. So
appreciate that so
let's
much.
stay in touch, brother. All right.
Absolutely, Robert.
All right, Steve.
Hey,
We'll see you, my man.
yeah, we'll
Thanks,
stay
buddy.
with you. All right, thank you.
See
Bye bye.
you.